when they say that they can act and then you cannot claim that they're acting in contravention of your rights under Section 5. Section 5 is your protection of right to personal liberty, so they can lock you up. And that is what they're really doing. I think they're using it to institute preventative detention. Section 6 says protection of the law. Protection of the law means that you have to go to an attorney. Then once they hold you, they don't even have to show you to your family. Could you imagine? They can put you to work and you can't claim forced labor. This one makes sense if you're in a state of emergency due to a natural disaster and they commandeer all the men and say, well, you know what? You all have to go and help dig trenches. That one makes sense because it's forced labor. It may not be something you really want to do, but in this circumstance, I don't see why there would be forced labor. That is why the regulations were important, because right now you're blanketly applying everything. Then there's Section 9, which is your protection from arbitrary search or entry. Now, they can search without warrant. Before you could wait for drugs and guns, but not for anything they can search without a warrant. The protection from your freedom of movement, this one is clear, because they can decide who can come in and out of that area. Your protection of freedom of conscience. You can't go and fight against that's the one with religion. You can do that. It's the protection of freedom of expression. You can't go and vocalize things against them. They can actually stop you from giving interviews. They can actually stop you from going public and complaining or explaining what's happening in that area, because they are saying that whatever they do under this law, you cannot say it is inconsistent or in contravention of your right to freedom of expression. 13, protection of freedom of assembly and association. So you can't be assembling in those areas right now and associating, and your freedom of association entitles you to be a member of a union or a club and so on. So you can't call out your union and say, well, help me here because they're doing X, Y, and Z, because your right to have a union has been suspended. Protection of your right to privacy. There's no longer any privacy under this section.